because I want to get to someone new who has come onto the radar, but for good reasons. Someone on Twitter known as KD Wow. She is a cam girl. She is a cam girl. And again, her Twitter handle, all of you follow her. It's @ K as in kangaroo, D as in dynamic, wow as in wow, and then an underscore. In other words, an underline. That's what it is. All right. And I will post her Twitter handle and, you know, if I can find like a brief bio about her or something over on the PNT Live network. But I feel bad for Katie Wow. I feel bad for her, but I'm really proud of her actually for speaking up in regards to what she believes is right and what she believes is the future of the sect of the entertainment industry that she's part of. Before I really get into what's going on with Katie Wow, I want to talk a little bit about my history as an adult entertainer, because what Katie Wow is contending with is something that I have observed for a very long time. And it's interesting that it's just now this is all manifesting and coming out. Before I became an adult actress, for several years, I was a webcam model. I was a cam girl. I don't want to be too vain about this, but I was kind of a pioneer cam girl. Before I was the porn star known as Monica Foster, I was the cam girl known as Monica Foster. No one named me. I came up with the name myself. I was actually an exotic dancer before I became a cam girl. All right? I became a cam girl because I thought to myself, hey, I'll bring the club to my apartment. But when it comes to the ins and outs of camming, I know how it is. And I have seen slowly but surely the pornography industry try to dig its nails into the independent webcam girl market. And that's not a good thing. Not at all. And Katie Wow is very on point. If you're watching Katie Wow, I saw your DM. You were saying, hey, are you going to talk good or bad about me? Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm actually going to give you some tips too. Katie Wow is on point because here's the thing. A cam girl going into the pornography industry is a win. All right. And the pornography industry realizes that because the cam girl's already coming in with the fan base. She already is familiar with how to interact with the camera. A cam girl coming into the pornography or the adult content production industry has quite the advantage actually over someone who's coming into that industry having never been a cam model or anything. However, should a cam girl go into the pornography industry? I say no. Absolutely not. I mean, honestly, at this stage in the game, I don't think anyone should work in the adult entertainment industry at all. I think it's far too dangerous. But keep in mind, I'm almost 41 years old. I've gone through some of the worst attached to the adult entertainment industry. By the grace of God, I live to tell about it. And I know that my path in life was for a reason. So really, I can't say don't do it unless you're a parent. I take a strong stance in regards to anyone who's a parent. If they're an active adult entertainer, I think that they belong in prison. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you hate me for that. Katie Wow, if you are a parent, I'm sorry. If you hate me for saying that, I'm sorry, but that's how I feel because I just know too much about the dangers in this world. And I believe children are the future. I think that our purpose on this planet as human beings, being that there's going to be children, we got to protect them whether we have children or not. I'm not a mother. But just considering everything that I've seen, especially considering everything that happened with the Christian anti-porn activist and advocate known as Shelley Lubin, being that not only she passed away, but her eldest daughter did as well. I cannot condone an active performer having custody of a child. I just can't. But anyway, getting back to Katie Wow. Katie Wow has noticed that the Adult Performers Actors Guild Union does not have the CAM performers' best interest in mind. She is correct upon her assessment. The Adult Performers Actors Guild Union does not represent the CAM models. The CAM models need to have their own union. Now, from what I learned this evening from Melissa Hill, there was some sort of a union or representation for the CAM models, and I think she said it was called Low. I don't know what happened to that, but I am going to find more information and details and put that together for anyone who wants to know the details about that over on pntlive.net. But let me look very quickly and just take a look at what Katie Wow was tweeting, because it does seem that her main concern was that when she reached out to the union, the individual who was operating the APAG Union's Twitter account was very dismissive towards her. Now, I read a little bit of the thread. I didn't read everything. But yeah, I felt that Katie Wow and some various other CAM models who approached the union were dismissed. And the reason for that is because they don't care what you have to say. Here's the function of the union. It seems that the union's function primarily is to create publicity for its current officers, draw in dollars for its current officers, not necessarily from the dues, but basically from what I would say are kind of like endorsements. All right. For those of you who haven't noticed, Alana Evans Dawn Vanguard has received quite a few accolades since she has become president of the union. And keep in mind, she was never elected. All right? She only has that because the initial president stepped down. And as I look at that situation more and more, I think that there was a bit of racism that came into play, a bit of homophobia that came into play. And I'm not going to go much further than that right now, but I don't think it was ever intended for Shawn Michaels to remain the president. Not at all. I think that he was strong-armed out of that position. I don't think he'll ever say, because he's a man. And I'm sure he embodies a certain level of pride. Fine, I get that. But there are some things that happened from what I can see, especially being that Melissa Hill at one stage was a vice president alongside Dawn Vanguard, and she was strong-armed out of there as well. So, Katie Wow, you are correct in your assessment.